Hello students, welcome to Avision SSC Bank exams. I'm Sneha ma'am and today I'm back with the final video on voice. For the last 2 days we have been discussing about the voice, the uses of voice change, the rules of voice change according to various tenses, and today is the last day that we deal with voices. Tomorrow again we will be studying a new topic. Today we are discussing voice change according to future tense because last day we did about past tense. So let us start our video without much delay, and I will again urge you to watch the previous videos on tense, verbs, everything, and also the two previous videos on voice itself, because you know what, if you have to understand voice properly, you have to clear your concepts, understand the examples properly, practice and solve the questions properly. You would have to clear your knowledge on tense and verbs first, because these two, without these two, voice is nothing. The total thing of voice only depends upon tense and voice. So I will urge you to do that as soon as possible so that these voice lessons become more interesting and more understandable to you, and you can score the highest possible marks from your English portion. Okay, so let us go into our studies for today. See, voice change according to future tense. Okay, and like yesterday also, we will be brushing up our basics. Like the day before yesterday we just started our topic. That is why for the last 2 days I have been brushing up the basics at the onset of the video, so that next you can catch up very quickly and you can grasp everything. So to recap about active and passive voice, what is the thing it does? It shows you that whether the subject is the active performer of an action, okay, in a sentence, whether it does the action or something is done to it instead. Okay, the subject is the active. Okay, let me pick up the pen for you so that you understand properly. Just a second. Okay, right. See, the subject is the active doer of action in an active sentence. So here we have taken an example as Rahul will help the poor kids in their studies. Who is the subject over here? Rahul is the subject, right? So see, the direct action is will help the poor kids. What is his action? His action is that of helping the kids in their studies. So the subject actively does the action. And tense wise, this is in future tense because today we will be discussing about future. That is why I've changed the sentence into future tense sentence. And conversely, if something is done to the subject, it is at the receiving end of action. The sentence is passive. See, in this example, the poor kids will be helped in their studies by Rahul. See, by Rahul. This by explains it all. Now Rahul is no longer the subject, but it is the object in the sentence. Now who is the subject? The poor kids. Always remember, the subject is the one about whom the sentence is, about whom the sentence goes on. In the first sentence, the sentence was about Rahul, right? So because he was the active doer of action, and that is why that was the active voice. But in the next one, the position of Rahul has changed from being a subject to being the object, because he does not do the action himself, that is done by him. Doing, active doer, and being done, both are different. One is being active, the other is being passive, being at the other end. Here in the second one, this sentence is about the kids. So the kids is the subject, will be helped in their studies by Rahul. It's not about the literal action who is doing. Don't go into the literal meaning. Literal meaning is obviously for both the sentence will be done by Rahul, but it is about the perspective of the sentence. It is the voice is mainly dependent on the perspective of the subject. A subject actively does, that is an active sentence. When the subject changes and becomes an object in the next sentence, and is done something, the action is done by them or on them, that is a passive sentence. So that explains it all. The basics of changing or converting the voice, always try and remember these 3 points carefully if you have to score correct marks correctly in the voice portion. First is identifying the subject and object of the sentence. Okay, first, when you see the voice question, you have to find out what is the subject and what is the object of the sentence. Then switch their position. Switch their position in the changed sentence, but provided the third point is kept in mind properly, that is, the verb structure has to be properly practiced and it has to be correct, because the verb structure will decide your changed sentence, whether it is totally correct or whether it is wrong. If you mix up the verb structure, everything will go for a toss and you will end up losing marks in the voice portion. Verbs are the most important starting and ending of voice. Voice starts and ends with verb and tense. Both can't be emphasized more, okay? Tense also and verbs also. So at the first time you have to understand that, okay, this is the subject, this is the object. Now I will switch their position, but after switching you have to see that, okay, how will I arrange the tense and verb correctly? What is the tense and how would I change to its appropriate sentence according to that, according under that tense. So for that we are moving on to the next portion of our video, where we are studying about, just like yesterday I listed like past, simple past, past continuous, everything. Today we are doing it about future tense, simple future, future continuous. Now let us see and know how it works. Okay, for the active tense, what we will introduce is will, shall, or any other modal. And I won't repeat much about modal because I have already spoken a lot about modals on my first video about verbs. So that is why if you don't understand properly the concept of modals or how to use will, shall, everything, you have to go down, scroll down the channel, watch the video on verbs and see and note down the examples, rules, everything. That has been emphasized a lot. Okay, that has been discussed on a great deal in that video. So I won't go into much detail, but one thing I would say is will is used for a determined example where the thing is determined sense, like she will give an exam, because exam is a decided thing. But shall is used only for a normal intention. This is for the sake of this example I'm talking. Okay, will, shall, or any other modal. Modals, what are the rest of the modals? May, might, can, could, all these are modals. It will be the modal plus the base form of the verb, okay? The normal verb. Example, here I shall see a cloud. See, I is again, like yesterday, I'll point out the subject. Shall see. What is shall? This is the modal. M-O-D. I've written over here. This is the modal. See is the base form of the verb, as you can understand. Dark cloud. Dark cloud is the object, okay? Next, going to this example, I will carry an umbrella every time I go out. So what is this? This is a determined action, right? The subject is saying that determinedly that, okay, I'll carry an umbrella every time I go out. So that is why we have used will. Subject is I, will is the modal, carry is the base form of the verb, and umbrella is the object. She will give an exam. She, again the subject, will modal, Okay, let me write am, and give is the base form of the verb, so be, and exam is the object. Okay, in the passive sentence, what happens is will or shall will be there according to the need, or whatever the modals. Every time I have not repeated modal. So will or shall or any other modal as the sentence will need, and that you have to know and study about verbs. Only then you will come to know. Plus be. Okay, the base form of the be verb is be, so be is very important. And plus the past participle, or what did I say, the V3, the third form of the verb. Okay, so a dark cloud shall be seen by me. See, that is why that shall is still there. Shall won't be changed. Modals have to be there in a future tense sentence. A dark cloud is the subject, shall is the modal. Shall is the modal, be verb is there, seen is the V3, and by me. Me is the subject. And subject in the accusative or objective case. Sorry, and that is why it is the object. Yeah. Dark cloud was the subject, me is the object. An umbrella will be carried by me every time I go out. See, will be carried. Pay attention on will be carried. Will is there, be, we have introduced be, and V3. Already I've said that for all verbs, the V3 is not a very different word. Often the past tense and the past participle form both are same. So carried is that kind of an example. For see, that is different. That is see, saw, and seen. Okay. Okay. An exam will be given by her. An exam is there. The subject will was already there. We have introduced be. Given is the V3, by her. Her, the object. Oh. Okay. Next comes the future continuous one. Active tense. We will have will or any other modal, okay, or am I am writing according to the need, you will change that modal. Be verb will be there, and VING, that is the continuous form of the verb. By now you might have understood that we use the continuous form of the verb doing, seeing, carrying, eating, walking, anything when it is in the continuous tenses. I will be seeing a dark cloud, or I shall be seeing a dark cloud. Anything would be correct. Okay, it could also be shall be seen, shall be seen. Okay, I is there, shall, be will be there, and seeing, VING. Okay, a dark cloud is the object. I shall be carrying an umbrella. So this is a normal intention here. I shall be carrying an umbrella. Shall, be is there, carrying, the continuous form of the verb. They will be giving an exam. Will be giving. Will be giving. Will is there, be we have introduced, giving an exam. Exam is the object, they is the subject. In the passive one, that will be same as simple future passive. Okay, it will be and the V3, will be seen, will be given, like this. For both simple future and future continuous, that is same, that is both are alike. A dark cloud shall be seen by me, an umbrella will be carried by me every time I go out, an exam will be given by her. Yeah, this will be that. Next we are moving on to the future perfect tense. Future perfect. And what is the perfect tense? I have repeatedly told that for the examination point of view, perfect tenses are extremely important, because most people mix this have, had, and everything, not knowing which one to arrange properly. That is why I have written and broken down the structures so that you can copy it down in your copies and understand each and every portion. Okay. In active, it will be any modal. For here I have used will, shall. We will have now, not be, but have, and past participle or the V3. See, be and have verbs are also very important. They are the helping verbs or primary auxiliaries. So for all these reasons, I'm telling you to check out the video on verbs and tenses so that you understand each and everything properly about voice. Because voice, most of your questions are from voice. Almost 5 to 6, 10 questions are from voice portion. I shall have seen a dark cloud. Shall have seen. Shall is there. We have introduced have and seen. Okay. Dark cloud, object. I is the subject. Shall is the modal. Have is the auxiliary. Aux, and seen is the V3. Okay. Right. I will have carried an umbrella. Same thing almost, just the tenses are changing every time. Will is there is the modal. Have we have introduced, and seen or carried is the V3, and umbrella is the object. They will have given an exam. Will have given. Have is the new thing. Given was already there, V3. Okay. And they an exam, you know. For the passive, what happens is, see how the verb structure has enlarged itself. Just see. The modal will be there. We will have also. Now we will also introduce been. B-E-E-N, been. And the V3. So there are 4 components together. A dark cloud shall have been seen by me. The verb is only consisting of 4 words. Dark cloud is the subject. Shall have been seen. Shall is the modal. Have is the auxiliary. Been is also the auxiliary that has been introduced now in the passive. And seen is there by me. Seen is the V3. Me is the object. An umbrella will have been carried by me. Same thing, only been has been introduced because it is the passive form. An umbrella, then the modal, then 2 auxiliaries, have and been, then carried is the V3. Okay, and me is the object. An exam had been given by them. So, had been given. Or will have been given. Yeah, it will be will have been given. Will was already there. Have was already there. We have introduced been, and given is the V3. Next, we coming to the past perfect continuous, where again it's a 4 verb component, where we are having the modal, we are having have, been is there, and now again we are switching to VING because it is the continuous. So that becomes I shall have been seeing a dark cloud. I shall have been seeing a dark cloud. Okay. Shall, the modal, have been are the auxiliaries. X, I am writing O-U-X. Okay. And seeing is the VING. Dark cloud is the object. I will have been carrying an umbrella. I will have been carrying an umbrella. Will have been carrying. Have been are the auxiliaries. Here carrying is the VING and will is the modal. They will have been giving an exam. Modal, help, auxiliaries, and VING. Passive is, it will be modal plus have plus been plus the V3. Okay, so both are almost same, just instead of VING we are switching again to V3. So that makes this passive and this passive same. Passive for perfect future and continuous future perfect are both same. So will or shall, anything, any modal, have is there, been is there, and V3 will be there. A dark cloud shall have been seen by me. An umbrella will have been carried by me. Okay. Will, shall, whatever is the modal, have been are there, and carried or carried or seen will be the V3. An exam had been given or will have been given. Will have been given by them. Will is the modal, whatever modal you will need in any sentence that you have to see and study. Have been, both are auxiliaries, and given is the V3. Hence, this is the basic order of the verb structure. That is why I have broken down each of the verbs and showed you in the examples how are they building the sentence. So the next time you practice, it will be clear. Everything will be clear. Here in the last slide, we have a solved series of 10 examples in future tense only that will totally help you clarify more. That goes as, the cat will kill the mouse. Okay, in the active tense, this is in the active tense. Will kill, will is the modal, kill is the base form of the verb. That is why it is the simple future one. Cat is the subject, mouse is the object. Okay, now how to change it into passive? It will be, the mouse will be killed by the cat. See, switching the subject and object is very easy. Someone can easily switch the position of cat, mouse and make it mouse and cat. But it is the structure of the verb that makes it the problem. How to arrange that structure, because sometimes it is a 4-component verb and then it becomes kind of confusing, that will, have, been, being, seeing, whatever will be there, or the V3, when will the V3 come in? So those are the things that has to be practiced. Only with practice and more examples you will be able to be perfect in voice change. Will be killed. Will is the modal that was there. We introduced the be verb in the passive tense, and killed is the past tense or the past participle of the verb. So V3 for kill, this is the V3 only. Simple past, a simple future has will, be and the V3. Okay, in the next example we come, that is, we will compel the enemy to surrender. Okay, the verb is will compel. Will is the modal. It could be any other modal, but for this sentence, will is most perfect. That is why we have used will. If it would be any other, then any other modal. Compel is the verb, the base form. So what goes on in the passive is, the enemy will be compelled to surrender by us. The enemy becomes the subject, which was the object over here. Here it was the object. Now it is the subject. Will be compelled. Just like the previous example, same. Will is the modal. Be verb is introduced. And V3. Modal plus be plus V3 is in the passive tense. To surrender by us. Us is the object now. The boy will be might be bitten by a dog. Okay, now something else, some other modals are coming up that will be helpful for you to see more and more examples. The boy might be bitten by a dog. So what is the tense over here? Already we have used be. That is why it is the passive one. Passive voice. Because the action being done by a dog. Okay, passively done by a dog. The boy is the subject now. Might be bitten. Might is the modal. Be verb. Bitten is the V3 over here. Bitten is the V3. Dog is the object. Now the active voice would be, a dog may bite the boy. A dog may bite the boy. That is very simple. Dog is here the subject, and may bite seems very okay, and very easy, right? May is the modal, m, okay, m, and bite is the simple form of the verb, the base form. That was previously bitten. Bitten is the V3. So might be bitten is may bite. The young man may have disturbed the meeting. So this is a long sentence and the verb is also large. May have disturbed. So may, again the modal, have verb is there, and disturbed is the V3. Okay. So have means what? Perfect, future perfect. This is an important question from your examination point of view, because perfect sentences are preferred very much, be it for tense, be it for verbs, be it for voice. Because the changed voice will be a large verb. Okay. And what will be? The meeting might have been disturbed by the young man. The meeting is the subject now, and see the verb, large verb, might have been disturbed. May has changed to might. May has changed itself into the might modal. Have is there already. In passive we bring in been. Okay, we bring in been in the passive one, that is an addition. And disturbed was already there, V3. Disturbed is the V3 of disturb. So, and young man is the object, right? So may have disturbed has gone to become might have been disturbed. We bring in been when we are writing in passive, and may changes itself to might in the passive sentence. This is the reason why you have to know a lot more about modals, because modal is a big thing. Modals have various rules to use. The forms differ, where you will use can, where you will use could, will, would, shall, should, whatever. Okay. The exhibition will be inaugurated by the governor. Will be inaugurated. So this is simple, quite simple compared to the previous one. Will is the modal, be is there, and inaugurated is the V3. Okay. But what is the passive and what is the active one? The governor will be inaugurating the exhibition. Will be inaugurating. This is the continuous form. This is the active form. Will is the modal, be will be there, and VING. VING in the active form. This is the active. I've written act, and this is the passive. Pass. Okay. Yes. Will be inaugurated. That would be will be inaugurating. The next one is his orders shall be obeyed promptly. Shall be obeyed. So this is the passive one. Here we have shall, the modal, be is there, obeyed is V3. Again the passive sentence, which will be in the active form as they shall obey his orders promptly. And here one thing is important, that is when the sentence, often in some passive sentences, they don't mention the object directly, because here what is the object? No one is the object practically, right? Only his is the subject. He is the subject, we know. His orders shall be obeyed promptly. But who will obey it? Someone will obey it, right? And who is the object here? Some unknown people that we can write as they. Okay, because it is being, something will be in plural, at least in this sentence, right? Because his orders are obeyed by a group of people. We shall be obeyed promptly. So we can easily write they as the subject, because the object was unknown. When there is an unknown object, we can use somebody, anybody, we can use they. All these sentences, words we can use in various sentences according to the meaning. That should be okay with the meaning also. They shall obey. Shall obey is very simple. This is a simple form of verb. M is there, the modal, and plain V. Okay. his orders promptly. The next one is Vishu will be taking the online maths class. So the verb, look at the verb, will be taking, will, the modal, be, and taking is the VING, Vishu is the subject, and maths class is the object. The online maths class will be taken by Vishu. So in the passive tense, modal will be there, be will also be there, and taken will be V3, from taking to taken, because from future continuous to that past participle form of take. Vishu has now become the object in this sentence. Object, and maths class is the subject. Okay, just I need the eraser once. Yeah, right. The 8th example goes as, the letter might have been posted last week. So again, this is a large verb structure that you have to understand properly. Might comes from may. So this is a passive sentence already. They've given you the passive one here. Might is there, have is there, been is there. Might is the modal, have been are the auxiliaries, and posted is the V3, last week. It was last week that someone may have posted the letter. Again, here we have used someone, but someone was not there in the passive sentence, just like the 6th sentence where we did not have an object. So when we do not have an object directly said, we can introduce someone and they. So it was last week that someone may have posted. So this becomes active tense, active voice now. May is there, may is the modal, have, we don't need been, so posted is the V3. Right. Number 9 is, we shall invite you and him. Okay, so this is a small one. Shall is the simple modal that gives the meaning of an intention, normal intention of inviting, and invite is the V, the base form. You and he shall be invited by us. So that is also pretty simple. Shall is the modal. We have only introduced be over here, and invited is the V3 or the past tense of the verb invite. Us is the object. You and he is the subject. The final example is, they will ask me my name. Again, the last one ends with a short verb structure. Will, the modal, ask, the verb, my name is my object, they is the subject, and in the passive tense, passive voice, that will go to become, I will be asked my name by them. I will be asked my name by them. Who will be asked? Will is the modal. Be, we have written be because it's the passive form, and asked is the V3. Okay, from the base form of the verb to the V3, my name by them. So them becomes the object and I is the subject. So that finishes it. Today we learned about changing the voice according to future tense, because what happens in future tense, the verb structure really becomes a long one. There is a 4-word verb structure, because usually there is the modal, there is a be verb, and often only for simple future we have the base form of the verb, but otherwise we can have VING, or we can also have, like may have disturbed. This fourth example was very important from the examination point of view, because in the passive one it goes on to become a very large sentence and people will get confused which one will be in order. So the modal helping verbs, then the V3. Modal helping words V3, or otherwise modal B V3. This is the order. This is the basic order. Modal helping V3, modal B V3, or modal and B and VING. Yeah, these are the basic things about voice change in future tense sentences. So I will urge every student to practice as much voice examples as they can, because we will also do the same in the later portion of our series. When we finish studying all the topics, we will gradually solve the earlier questions, pick up the past questions and solve them one by one. And that is why it's important. Before that, you have to know the basic rules and usages of the grammar, everything, right? So that is why, if you haven't yet catched up with the videos of the tense, noun, whatever, the introductory videos, you will have to watch them quickly so that you don't have any problem catching up with our topics in the coming days also. So for today it is enough. Next day we will be coming back with another new topic, because we have finished voice today. We had done 3 videos on voice. Previously we did 3 videos on tenses too, because I like to take each topic and discuss them by taking much time with quite a few examples, so that you don't have any problem. So thank you students. We meet you tomorrow with a new topic.